Welcome to part 3 of the Getting Started tutorial for Astronomy Online Lectures. At the end of part 2, we completed the syllabus consent under the Quizzes tab. This has released the last part of the startup procedure, the Getting Started checklist. This is where every item has to be checked off, so the entire course with all its assignments, assessments, and course materials will be released to you. The Getting Started checklist is not a quiz, so we will go back to the content browser and Getting Started module. Or the Content tab. There are several links leading up to the Getting Started checklist at the very bottom. One is a link to the DQ1 Introductions topic on the discussion board, where you are required to post a brief personal introduction. Your participation score throughout the semester will come from answering these DQs, also known as discussion questions, for every learning module. You can access this DQ1 Introductions topic from here or through the discussion tabs in the course nav bar above. Be sure to post your personal introduction there before you complete the Getting Started checklist at the bottom of this page. This old demo course also has a link to a pretest. This LPCI pretest link may be there in your current lecture only if you are taking the Astronomy 1010 Astronomy of the Solar System course. In that case, taking it will give you the first half of the available extra credit in this class. By taking the corresponding LPCI post-test at the end of the semester, you will receive the second half of the available extra credit in this class. You will get the 2 full halves of extra credit regardless of your scores on the pre and post tests. Their purpose is for me to find out how well the instructional unit of lunar phases and eclipses is helping you learn the material. You need to take the pre-test without having read any of the course materials about lunar phases and eclipses, so I can get a clean before shot. If you are taking the Astronomy 1020 Stellar and Galactic Astronomy course, there will be no pretest link in the Getting Started module. The pretest for the Astronomy 1020 course is the SPCI Star Properties Concept Inventory, which is administered by an astronomy education researcher outside of GSU PC. If the SPCI is given in your current class, I will post the link to it in the course calendar, which is in the global nav bar at the very top of the screen, and as a news item. Likewise, I will post the link to the corresponding SPCI post-test in the same way at the end of the semester. As for Astronomy 1010, you will receive the first half of the available extra credit in the Astronomy 1020 class for taking the pre-SPCI test, and the second half of the available extra credit for taking the SPCI post-test, both regardless of your scores. Next are some links to external websites labeled optional. These are some short and cool video clips about why astronomy matters and it is so amazing. Watching these video clips is not required but highly recommended to get you into the spirit of astronomy. Without further ado, let's complete the Getting Started checklist. Click on the No-Show Quiz Completed item. Check it off. Also check off the Syllabus Consent Completed item. After you have posted your introduction on the discussion board, check off the Introduction Posted item. Be sure to have read the important starting info before you check off that item. I pointed the important starting info item out in part 2 of these tutorials. It contains vital info on what course elements your grade will be based on and where to find them in iCollege. Now for the textbook. I want to remind you here of how important it is to verify the textbook info for your current astronomy section and double check that you purchase the correct textbook. If you are not sure which book to order after reviewing your current textbook info, send me an email. Even if you have not received the textbook yet, check off the textbook item anyway so you will not fall behind with the coursework. There are plenty of support materials posted in the first learning module to get you started. The learning modules, also known as LMs, will become available as soon as you have completed the Getting Started checklist. I usually give extensions of the first homework assignment because there are many reasons for textbook delays and they are quite common. Speaking of homework, this class uses the masteringastronomy.com website for you to submit the required homework. The link to it is given in the syllabus and the instructor and course info widget on the course homepage. If you buy your textbook new from a GSU PC bookstore, the Mastering Astronomy Access packet will be bundled with it. If you buy your textbook used, though, or rent it, you will need to purchase the access to Mastering Astronomy separately. You can do this directly on their masteringastronomy.com website. The masteringastronomy.com website also has the option for you to buy the textbook as an e-book, in which case you do not need a paper copy of the textbook at all. So check off the Mastering Astronomy item on the checklist to finally complete it. Going back to the course homepage, notice the full course content that is now released to you in the content browser and under the Content tab. Notice how the course content is broken down into several learning modules. The course schedule works out so that about one LM or learning module is due each week. For each LM, you need to have read the reading assignment, turned in the respective homework, and answered the respective discussion questions. And scrolling back up, and when you go to the Quizzes tab, you will see the finals and the full list of quizzes for this semester. We have switched versions of our D2L iCollege a couple of times since then, and the fact that quizzes 1 through 6 are not showing up under current or future quizzes or past quizzes is probably related to that. Rest assured, I know how fickle the technical environment can be with the internet, learning management systems, and stuff like that. I will be sure to accommodate any kind of difficulties, technical difficulties that you experience throughout the semester. Just keep me posted as soon as anything out of the ordinary occurs. So let's continue and click on the course calendar. And I'm going to have to go back to spring 2014. Sorry about the wait. Okay, as we can see here, the due dates for all LMs and quizzes are posted in the calendar in the global navbar at the very top of the screen. Be sure to check the calendar every time you log into class. That will help you stay on track with all the coursework, and you can plan ahead should you have to go out of town or are otherwise unable to log into class for several days for any reason. And also be sure to send me an email about any situation that prevents you from doing any of your coursework on time. I know that students are taking online classes because their work-life circumstances can be highly variable, so I'm always happy to make any accommodations that are possible within the framework of school policy. I also know that this is the first physical science or general science course for most of you, so I want to encourage you. In fact, I'm expecting you to ask a lot of questions. Believe me, the more questions you ask, the better the course will be for everyone, because you can count on most of your classmates being confused and getting stuck on the same things as you. The more questions are being asked, the better the class is for everyone. You can email me your specific questions or post them to the discussion board. It's the email and discussion board. The iCollege email tab is in the global navbar at the very top of the screen, and the discussion tab is on the course navbar above the course homepage. I will post all my answers to course-related questions with anonymous student questions under the discussion tab and or copying everyone in on my answer by iCollege email. That's it for the startup procedure. As soon as you're stuck on something or confused, send me your questions. I will be expecting them, and I'm looking forward to working with you all and getting to know each and every one of you this semester.